Jeff Bakalar, you're back from CES. Let's just kick it off with the CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. Started in 1973.
Refuses to die in 2020.
Well, this is the 2020 show. They start right in January, right when the convention fees are the cheapest. The first show out of the gate.
No, if that's what it is.
Must be. Who has a show?
The best thing about Vegas in January is that it's very cold. And it is not.
They don't tell you that about the desert.
It is the desert, but it is very
Deserts
cold.
do have winter.
Yeah, the desert's got cold.
But it's a dry cold, man.
See, and that was the point I was getting to. It is so shockingly...
How shockingly
slash incredibly dry.
Dry is it?
You can pour water out and it evaporates before it hits the ground.
That's kind of... Okay, you could have done better, but I like it.
You know what else is really dumb?
What?
Every year we go to CES.
You're right, that is dumb.
Full stop. Every year we stay at whatever hotel.
Every year CNET goes to CES.
And there's all these like urban legends that start floating around. These like, hey, first time at CES, you know what you should do?
What?
Fill up your bathtub with a bunch of water. It'll keep your room humidified. That's not how that works.
It's a desert. You probably shouldn't fill the bathtub at all.
It just doesn't work like that.
Okay. Isn't there air conditioning in there anyway?
Not in the wind. Not when it's cold.
They don't turn it.
You could turn it on if you want.
Yeah. How cold was it? I thought it was hot all the time.
It didn't get out of the 50s.
50s is colder than I would expect.
I mean, at night though, high 30s.
Yeah,
it's cold. Like it was warmer here.
Deserts don't retain heat well. Isn't that the case?
But regardless of the weather, because that doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Tell me what's going on with the consumer electronics.
This is my 13th CES
in a row.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always have an interesting time out there. Ever since I've been doing video stuff, I've kind of had what some would call like an easier kind of schedule out there. I won't hide from that. That's what they need from me, and that's what I give them.
You're not doing the beat reporting.
No. And I did a lot of hosting this year, and I'm going to go ahead and call CES 2020 the most Jeff-ass CES there ever was.
Are you saying, okay, let me clarify this.
It has nothing to do with my actual ass.
For those keeping score, okay.
Well, I'm out.
Those keeping score at home, I did say a lot of ass before, and you just confirmed it.
Yeah, so ass is there, but I
So
do mean
when you say Jeff ass CES, does that mean for you or for everybody watching?
No, for Jeff.
Oh, for Jeff.
Me. Personally, selfishly, for me. I was very selfish this year. I made sure I did a lot of things that only I wanted to do.
Okay.
They wound up going very well.
Great.
They, one of the things...
Tell me one of the things.
I'll tell you all of them, but one of the things I had done back in August, I pitched to our producers out west. I said, "Hey, Vegas has that hockey team,
the Golden Knights.
They're very popular.
And I said, wouldn't it be great if we could just figure out a way to like get me skating on their ice,
Jeff Bakalar,
and we'll figure out the tech angle after.
Yeah,
but just give me an excuse to ship my equipment to Las Vegas."
Did you do that?
I had a long talk with Jeff via Slack this morning about how he shipped his equipment.
Yeah, we could get to that. So I didn't hear anything for a while. About a month later, not only were they like, "We love the idea, we want to do it," but they pretty much had everything arranged.
That's great.
Like it was all set up for me.
What was the premise?
So
what'd you wind up?
I think during my real rough pitch of what I wanted to do, I said like, you know how I talk. Like I'm like, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll just like.
No, I'm not familiar. Could you do some talking so I can understand it?
I was like, oh, I like that you're next to me now, Alex.
Yeah, I know.
There might be some
changes
soft
some things. No, that's fine. You can touch my shoulder all you want.
I was like, wouldn't it be cool? I don't know. I'll like shoot pucks at like rugged stuff.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, that stuck, and that's what we did. So they had pitched the Golden Knights, and the Golden Knights were like, almost immediately, they were like, yeah, like this sounds great. Let's do it.
Let's get you in here to hit pucks at stuff.
And they were super accommodating.
Why did they want to do it? Not to belittle your video idea, but
that's a fair question.
Who cares? Why would they care to do like some tech preview?
Well, I will say that in my brief experience doing PR, I found NHL teams above all other sports teams were the most eager to do any dumb activation that you wanted to do.
I guess this makes sense.
Well, I don't know if I would go ahead and call it an activation, but like...
Would you call it dumb?
That's what they would call it.
Yeah, maybe.
Did you get to keep the jersey?
Fuck yeah. I got
Whoa!
Come on, what do you think they're going to print up my own custom jersey and then just like recycle
it's
it?
ours.
No, I assume that the letters on the back are Velcro and they just put it on for the next
they're
outlet.
on there.
It goes onto the marketing department's activations wall.
That's right.
Yeah, it's actually in a glass frame in Nevada. So they were super accommodating, such a nice team to work with. And I really, truly mean this. Like, been dealing with PR and companies from a wide gamut of, brands for many, many years.
Yes.
And these guys were awesome.
Professional hockey players, the best PR people.
Well, and also professional hockey players, like maybe the nicest athletes you can run into. I've met a lot of professional athletes.
Yeah.
I mean,
you also
biased.
very much like hockey.
I'm biased for sure, but like,
let me
I don't know.
ask
Someone
you this.
tell me I'm wrong.
You made a video.
No.
You made a video of you on the ice.
Yeah.
Who was holding the camera on the ice?
So we had, so there's a camera person in SF. His name is Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to skate,
Mm-hmm.
and he was very much into this. He basically like planted the flag right away. He was like, "Ugh, I'm gonna do this. I'm doing this. I had no problem. And then Mark and Nick from our office here, they didn't get on skates, but they were wearing these like. They were like these rubber spike, like sort of things that go over your shoes.
Like half cleats kind of things, but for the ice.
But like a flexible rubberized version of that with the bottom had like little cleats on it.
Did
For
the
doing this?
hockey team provide that?
They did.
Wow.
Uh,
Cool.
And they were able to walk on the ice and get some other angles and stuff like that.
Did you get to ride the Zamboni?
Didn't get to ride the Zamboni. We did ask them if we could do that. The best they could do was let us mount a GoPro during a Zamboni.
Something.
So this video is you slapping hockey pucks, hitting hockey pucks into various technical equipment.
Yeah, and like,
Which is great.
Which is great because it is on its face, it's really stupid.
It's really dumb.
Because it's like, what do you think? Something's going to survive getting hit with frozen rubber?
Or also, like, what test is this? In case you drop your phone onto the ice.
Right. So here's what we did. So there's like a disclaimer in the beginning where I'm just like, hey, we're very much aware that this is the dumbest fucking thing ever.
That the concept came after the idea for me just wanted to be with the night.
A little too much information there, but it was more or less just like, look, we're doing this because why not?
Because why not?
We're having fun. The
Yeah.
Golden Knights are really accommodating. We're in Vegas for CES.
You're in an ice rink in Las Vegas. You are already existing in defiance
Yes,
of reason
nature.
and God. Why not take it further?
Who is the gentleman who's slapping pucks with you?
So his name is Shane Knighty.
Okay. And is he a knighty? Is he a golden knight?
Okay.
I cannot be the first one.
That was literally the first thing that popped into my head when you said
I
it.
could not be the first one who has ever said, "Oh, Shane Knighty is on the Golden Knight." It's like Bob Nicky is on the Knicks, or like a Joe Islandery is on the Islanders.
You know what
Or
it is,
Larry
Nate?
Astro Jr. being an Astro.
That's
that real?
That's pretty funny.
No.
Here's the deal, though. I had always seen his name. I knew who this guy was. And I'd always known the way he spells his name, and it's like HNIDY. So like you don't even see.
Oh, it's more like
that.
Nighty
Yeah.
than Nighty.
Yeah, it's not
Okay,
Nighty, it's Knighty.
Okay, well then you did this to him. I
He
blame you.
he is a very cool dude. He's one of their on air analysts. So he does like between the board stuff. If you ever watched a hockey broadcast, he does stuff in the booth
For the Knights.
for the Golden Knights.
Or
he travels with them. He's
Cool.
part of their broadcast.
But he's part of
team.
the team
Yes.
broadcasters.
But he's not a player.
No, so he did have a career in the NHL that lasted over a decade.
Wow.
Won the Stanley Cup with the Bruins in
Jeez.
2011.
Good for him. So this is like his second wind kind of.
Yeah, and he's
NHL.
like living the dream. He's
Okay.
he's out there with his family, and he was describing what it's like living out there, and it sounds great.
How was it? Fun?
It was a lot of
blast.
fun. In the video, I knew they were gonna like give me a jersey, but I didn't know they were gonna like get my name and number on it,
That's
and
pretty
like
amazing.
that was really exciting. And my genuine reaction of like seeing that in a locker room hung up was just.
That's
It
pretty
was
dope.
really cool.
So what broke? What give? Oh, do we have to watch the video?
Watch the.
Does it matter?
Do me a favor and watch the video because
It was a lot of work.
it was a lot of work and people don't seem to be watching it. So
That you can go to CNET's channel to go watch it on YouTube.
yeah, youtube.com/cnet. There's a link on my Twitter as well.
I just want to see you hit some damn hockey
It
pucks.
is
That's
called.
all I'm really looking for.
It is called
Well, so-
Hockey Torture Strength Testing iPhone. and
I've
they've
watched
already,
it.
they've already
It's
changed
good.
the headline, so you know
To make
something's
this a
up.
little-
Yeah. So after we hit all the so we basically hung gadgets from like hockey tape off the crossbar.
That's my
we
name,
hit them
hung
all.
gadget.
We
Yeah.
hit them all, and like let me tell you something. Hitting a GoPro, that's a tiny target.
little.
Like it was not easy. We hit them all, and then after we hit them. Some of them didn't break enough for us to be kind of satisfied.
Yeah.
So we used the things themselves
as the puck.
As pucks, and we were trying to play crossbar, which is when you just try and hit the crossbar.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun. The video's funny. It's it's just like the perfect intersection for me. I mean, what else could you ask?
An intersection that you invent. One road was already paved,
Right.
and then you just drove a paving Zamboni across it and said, "Now I have an intersection."
I just
good for you.
It was like I'm just so happy we got to do it. They were super stoked about it.
Yeah.
Shane came back to our stage on Wednesday, and Mark Osea like cut together a little thing. We actually showed it live on the stage, and that was the first time he saw it. And he got a real kick out of it.
He's
a super cool dude. I loved getting to know him a little bit. It was a lot of fun. They were so accommodating, so gracious.
Glad you went to Vegas.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
It's a fucking blast.
All right.
That's great.
Jeff, what else?
Can I have a quick question about the hockey thing first?
Right. I'm sorry. You did have questions about all that.
So a bunch of stuff shattered. What do they do with the glass? Is like glass on the ice?
It's like not a lot of glass. Like some of the glass we saw, we just kind of like scooped up and put in like the net. But once that Zamboni goes over it, it pretty much cleans everything.
Really?
Up. Yeah, it's fine.
The Zambonis are powerful.
That's fine. That was the least of our problems.
People throwing stuff on that ice all the time.
They throw
biggest
octopuses on the ice.
Right. The biggest problem we had was we first had this 6 foot a hockey goal is 6 feet wide. We had a 6 foot wide piece of plexiglass that we had custom cut that we were hanging in front of the net.
I did see this.
And the second we got it out there, I go, "Oh my God, this is not going to hold."
Right.
I just knew right away. Like in my head, it made sense. But the second I saw it out there, I was like, "Oh shit, we're in trouble." Because the second someone makes good contact with it, it's going to fall. And sure enough, the first time I really hit it, it fell, and that was it. So Shane had the idea. It was like, we got to hang these from the crossbar. And we took some clear tape and did it that way, which is a lot more
That is
fun.
a man who is accustomed to trying to hit random objects in a goal.
This guy could bring it too. He was really winding up. It was awesome.
Abby, anything else you need to know?
You were asking about like equipment and stuff.
Oh, I just thought it was fun that you brought your own. You also seemed it was like a big to-do to use someone else's skates or to use rental skates.
Oh yeah, I mean for me, I can't do that. I can't wear someone.
It's like a professional bowler using like bowling alley shoes.
Sure,
like,
but
no.
imagine if the bowling alley shoes were owned by a pro bowler.
I mean, I think it's different with bowling. Bowling could kind of just get away with doing whatever. I don't know. For
Wow,
me,
the bowling people are going to be real mad at you this
no,
week.
look, as someone who happens to be, I'll say this, a very good bowler, like I can bowl with any
Not
ball
only
and shoes.
are you denigrating their fine sport, but you're saying you're better than them. And that's really, that's the Jeff Bakalar promise. He is going to both deride your sport and say that he can beat you in it.
It's more like you went to like a marathon and had to wear somebody else's sneakers.
Yes, that
but then
seems
at the
worse.
marathon decided not to actually run and just kick a bunch of iPhones around and got really upset because you didn't have your own shoes.
Or it's like you're participating in a professional sumo match and you got to use someone else's loincloth.
Yeah.
So don't forget, like hockey skates are also baked to your feet. So like when you buy new skates,
you put them in the oven.
You put them in the oven, and you wear them for a half hour, and
mark
they
it with
mold
the
to
B?
your feet.
Do you actually put them in the oven?
Yes.
With the little, do you have like hot blades on the bottom?
You could put them in if you want to do like the home DIY version. You can put them in an oven, but
That is so wild because it's like not only are hockey skates shoes with knives on the bottom, they're shoes with hot knives on the bottom after that.
Yeah, but you don't go right on the ice with hot knives.
Still.
That would actually be real wild. But
Out on the ice with hot knives is a really good title for something. I don't know what, but let's
the
figure it
sequel to
out.
Knives Out.
You can never take them off either, Abby. It's amazing. They have to cut.
That's why you're always wearing those, Jeff?
Yeah, it's true. Clink, clank,
We just thought
clink,
you
clank.
really
I thought,
liked
yeah,
hockey.
you're just a hockey man through and through.
It would have been bad wearing someone else's skates for sure. And I didn't want to. You don't want to get hurt. Like that's the
Okay,
biggest
all right.
thing. Getting hurt is not fun.
I know
so.
you did in Slack be like, well, I didn't want to fall. And I was like, I would have loved to see it though, because I think people falling is generally pretty funny. But you
you'll love
seem
to see
to
it.
be upset when I said that. So I was like,
wasn't
well, I got to
upset.
backtrack and seem like I care.
No, I wasn't upset. I was just like, but like hockey, it's very easy to get hurt playing hockey.
Were you happy with your performance?
I was very happy.
Good.
I thought everything went well. And
It seemed like you were hitting stuff, so
we were hitting stuff. The local, this was very flattering. The local Las Vegas newspaper out there covered what we did. So like they found out about it and then did a report on it. and they were interviewing Shane, and they're like, "Oh, this guy actually like kind of knew what he was doing." And Shane was like, "Yeah, it was all right. Like he was okay. Like if he was able to skate and do stuff." Which hey,
yes.
hearing that from an NHL player
that
you are competent enough to actually do it
That's sweet.
was really nice to hear.